But it's funny to think that it all started because of a disagreement. When the Football League kicked off in 1888, Anfield was one of the original stomping grounds, though back then it wasn't home to the red of Liverpool, but rather the blue of Everton. On that historic first Saturday of league football, 8th September, Accrington were the visitors to face the Blues of Everton Football Club. In their blue and white quartered shirts, Everton made quite the impression at Anfield, even going on to win the league championship in 1891. Everton began with a man of the cloth, Reverend Chambers, who formed a team out of the newly built St. Domingo's Church. This wasn't some professional outfit, but rather a way to keep the local lads on the straight and narrow through the thrill of competitive football. After a bit of a kickabout in Stanley Park for about a year, they decided to rename themselves after the area where it all began, and thus Everton Football Club was born. But here's a quirky bit of history. The St. Domingo lads didn't actually meet at the church. Instead, they gathered at the Queen's Head Hotel on Village Street, just down the road from Ye Anciente Everton Toffee House. That's where they picked up their nickname, the Toffees. In their early days, Everton played at a few different spots before finally settling on a green patch of land between Anfield Road and Walton Breck Road. And so, Anfield, one of the world's most iconic football grounds, came to be. The team thrived under the guidance of John Houlding, a local brewer, council member, and eventually the mayor of Liverpool. Houlding, known fondly as King John of Everton, left his mark on the area. If you ever find yourself wandering down the tiny Houlding Street, you'll notice the Sandon pub at the corner. That pub was once Houlding's, and it was in the Bowls Pavilion out back where many of Everton's club meetings took place. In fact, for many years, the players even used it as their dressing room. John Houlding was once the saviour of Everton Football Club, no doubt about it. Back in 1884, when Everton were booted out of their Priory Road ground due to the sheer size of the crowds, they were in a right mess. The place where they used to play is now a petrol station, if you can believe it. Faced with the financial nightmare of building a new stadium, the future of the club hung in the balance. Two of the bigwigs on the management committee, William Barclay and W. Jackson, turned to Houlding for help. He was a wealthy businessman, a lover of sport, and exactly the man they needed. They asked him to bail the club out, and though there were no guarantees, Houlding agreed. He was looking at forking out £6,000 to build the new stadium, an absolutely huge sum in those days, considering £1,000 could pay an entire team's wages for a year. In return, he'd only get £100 a year in rent. But he didn't hesitate, he stepped in to save Everton.